Before we go, a note of caution. Democrats have been way too eager in the past year to look for heroes in unlikely places. For example, I remember, not all Democrats, of course, hashtag not all Democrats, but I remember how many Democrats were eager to look to the military officers on the Trump team as quote unquote the adults in the room. Well, we now know that Michael Flynn is a rabid extremist, probably under investigation now for corruption, and not a good guy. We now know that General John Kelly is definitely not a good guy, and definitely oddly sympathetic at a minimum to the cause of the Confederacy. We also had a great experience of whiplash where the Democrats hated James Comey, then they loved him, then they hated him again, then they loved him, now he's gone. I could do a whole thing on Comey, who I think basically operates out of a kind of integrity, but sometimes has questionable judgment. Now, of course, we're all turning to Robert Mueller, and I certainly have invested great hopes in the Mueller investigation, but let's not forget that when he was FBI director, Robert Mueller, that is, the FBI did many questionable things, and I'll close with an anecdote about FBI officers doing questionable things. We now learn that an FBI counterterrorism supervisor is under internal investigation, this according to the New York Times, after a woman stole his gun after a night of heavy drinking, which is a Freudian metaphor in the making, in a North Carolina hotel, according to documents and government officials. Robert Manson, a unit chief in the FBI International Terrorism Section, had his Glock 40 caliber handgun stolen, along with $60 in cash and a $6,000 Rolex watch. This is the point where we would pause the tape if we had tape and say, how is it that a unit chief in the FBI's Internal Terrorism Section has a $6,000 Rolex watch? That was not revealed in the report. Agents later told the police they had been drinking with women who said they were exotic dancers, and that he met the woman in the hotel bar, took her back to his room, became incapacitated because of alcohol. She took off with his watch and his, if you will pardon the expression, his Glock. Now, the thief is an unknown suspect. They says that the Glock is a compact model that is easy to conceal, and it is unclear where Mr. Manson kept the gun. And people, I don't want to know.